Well, from the southern border to the heart of New York City, as Mayor Eric Adams tries to come up with a lot of money to help with the migrant crisis. The mayor was questioned by state lawmakers for 3 hours yesterday about what he claims is a more than $1 billion shortfall in the city's housing budget. Let's bring in NewsNation's Caitlin Becker live for us there in New York City. So, Caitlin, the mayor just wrapped up his weekly news conference.
Yeah, Nichole, and he's really not backing down about the fact that he says the city of New York really needs the state's assistance when it comes to dealing with the migrant crisis, and that he said they're in early talks. He sounded pretty positive and is convinced that he's going to be able to lay out the case as to why he needs the state to give him funds. And that is what it comes down to. It all comes down to money. Mayor Adams says the city has already spent nearly $7 billion over the last 3 years to accommodate this huge influx of migrants in the area, and he expects to spend billions more. Now, Adams is practically begging state lawmakers to open up their legislative wallet to step in, saying that without the help, the city will be forced to make major cuts. He also pointed out that migrant arrivals have declined over the last 31 weeks, largely due to federal border policies and local efforts to get asylum seekers into jobs and into housing. But he says that even with those declines, the city's shelter system remains at a breaking point, operating well beyond capacity. Nichole.
All right, so Caitlin, what exactly could be cut if the state does not step in?
You know, the mayor was asked that specific question, and he said he didn't want to get into hypotheticals. But when it comes down to it, it's the essentials. Adams has warned in the past that shelter capacity could shrink, services could be limited, and the city may have to divert funds from one program to other programs in order to cover that gap. Now, he also criticized in the past Governor Kathy Hochul's $252 billion state budget. This was a huge sticking point yesterday. It doesn't include direct aid for migrants. Now, here is what the mayor had to say during his testimony yesterday. Take a look.
No city should have to shoulder the cost of an international humanitarian crisis on its own. We appreciate the contribution the state has made. We know we have a gap of $1.1 billion budget shortfall from this program within 12 weeks.
That's the magic number there, $1.1 billion. Now, the mayor also highlighted the steps his administration has taken to reduce the number of migrants in city care from 69,000 last year to under 47,000 today. But, Nichole, you may remember that back in December, the mayor announced the closures of 25 shelters across the city, also citing those dwindling numbers. But then, as you heard him say earlier, it's at a breaking point. So it's kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth there. Now, he also says that the city has helped over 184,000 asylum seekers to find a path to self-sufficiency. But the financial strain, he says, just remains unsustainable without the state's help, Nichole.
All right, yeah, so we will see what happens there. Caitlin Becker. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.